your Divas division.
Look whose show you're on, sweetie.
I did it, you bitch.
I think every single diva should be lining up and congratulating me and thanking for everything I've done for them.
You're going to find out why I am the boss.
Kamusta mga kontrabida? Welcome to Turning Heel with Troy Gonzalez. I'm your host, yours truly, and we're back with another episode of Turning Heel with Troy Gonzalez, obviously, but more specifically, Who's That Girl? My interview series where I sit down and chat with women in wrestling from all over the world, both inside and outside of the ring. Or in this case, we're going ringside. Oh, gusto nyo yon? We're going ringside. And for today's episode, we're getting a double dose of Pinoy pride. Tama ba yan? So, you guys better be ready kasi today's guest is the winner of WWE SummerSlam 2021 TikTok ring announcing competition, and she's appeared on several independent shows as a ring announcer herself. So, mga kontrabida, handa na ba kayo? Who's that girl? It's Ringside Raine, Raine Cruz. Hi, Raine!
Hello, kamusta? It's very good to be here. It's always great to be interviewed by someone from the Philippines, kasi ako, born and raised in the Philippines. So anytime there's an opportunity to talk to someone from the Philippines, it's always a pleasure.
For sure, for sure. And I'm super excited to have you on here. Actually, nung SummerSlam 2021 pa, I said, nung kickoff show where you appeared, I was like, okay, she gives Filipino vibes. But syempre, you never know, diba? Unless you do your research on the person. Until my friend back then sent me, hoy, Pinay pala to. Sabi ko, ay, sabi na nga ba? Ang galing natin. So I've always wanted to get the chance to speak with you. And I'm super excited to chat with you today. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe birthday celebrant ka today.
Yes, today. Yep.
Happy birthday! Kamusta naman ang birthday celebrations mo? Ano handa?
Sa Pilipinas, birthday ko na. Dito, 2 hours pa.
Okay.
But
Okay.
no, we've been celebrating today. Actually, we just came back from dinner for my early birthday dinner because tomorrow, meron actually kaming simbang gabi dito sa church
Right.
namin. So tomorrow, dun ang birthday celebration bukas. So
Okay. Sige. So ano yung mga plans mo for your birthday tomorrow?
actually, I'm gonna get some Jollibee Chicken Joy. I'm gonna go to Seafood City. Seafood City is basically like the Filipino grocery store. So I'm gonna
Okay.
spend my day getting some Filipino groceries because I want to prep for Christmas. There's Jollibee there, so I'm gonna get some Jollibee. I need to get some cake for the simbang gabi because
Right.
may reception pagkatapos, may kainan
Oo.
after ng
Tama.
misa. Bili ako ng red ribbon na mango cake.
Taray.
And then at home, I'm just gonna make some Filipino spaghetti, with hot dogs, sweet spaghetti.
Classic.
Grill up some barbecue, and then at night watch Monday Night Raw, and then go to the simbang gabi.
Right. Sounds like a plan. So I'm really, really happy for you. I know the past few weeks have been super busy for you, but how have you been doing so far? Because I know medyo inubuka ata last week. So how are you holding up naman?
Nakaka-survive. Ano ba? So yeah, you're right. So I just came back from our vacation in Florida, and grabe talagang nagkasakit ako, no? And luckily naman hindi siya COVID, but it's like I got like an ear infection, sinus infection, and cough and cold, and mostly because I think like the weather changed when we went to Florida and then came back here, and malamig dito. So, but overall it's fun because we went to NXT. So
Right. I saw.
yeah, it was our first time at NXT, so it was really nice.
Right. And more onto that later because I'll definitely ask you some stuff about your experience. But before we do start, in case I missed out on some important stuff that you might want to share, kindly introduce yourself to the Contrabidas. Although today, ikaw ang bida. Bida ng
Ganun.
episode natin. So medyo turning face with Troy Gonzalez tayo ngayon. So, introduce yourself to the listeners.
Pwede bang bida kontra bida din ako?
Pwede rin.
Ay, naku. Mga kontrabida at ng bida kontrabida at the moment. My name is
Right.
Ringside Raine, proud Pinoy mula sa Valenzuela City. I am the winner of the WWE SummerSlam TikTok ring announcer contest in 2021. And I've been ring announcing here in the United States since last year, actually. So last year lang din ako nagsimula. So by the grace of God, somehow, I won the contest, and I was really proud to raise our Filipino flag.
Yes, tama. Super natuwa ako kasi You know how usually if there are international competitions, ang nangyayari is usually there's a Pinoy and usually they
Mm.
end up winning palagi, whether it be like sa pageants or sa singing competitions. So lalo na sa singing, kailan nakatalo ang mga Pinoy dyan? Jessica Sanchez, hello. So alam mo yun, so sure na sure ako na more or less there's always gonna be a Filipino in whatever industry there is in the international world. So ayun, I'm super happy that we're slowly getting more and more Filipinos, especially Filipinas in the wrestling world because right now we have yourself, we also have women like Shotzi,
Mm-hmm.
Kaden, we also have Kid Bandit, more onto Kid Bandit later because of the whole LA Comic Con situation. But let's focus on you first. So you mentioned na lumaki ka sa Valenzuela City. So how was it like growing up sa Valenzuela?
So sa Venezuela, I was raised by my grandparents, and growing up, I think my grandpa, si tatay, he's like hardcore Catholic, so it's like every Sunday, kailangan magsimba,
Yeah.
ganun. There was a point wherein like kailangan nag-rosary kami at 6 o'clock in the
Mm,
afternoon. Um, but it was really good. I remember just going to school and I enjoyed joining the quiz bee contest. I don't know.
wow.
I just felt like I was making my grandparents proud. So,
Right, right.
um, and yeah, I mean, small town, but it seemed like everyone knew my grandparents. So it's like everywhere I went, someone would recognize me. Hey, ikaw yung apo ni ano, di ba? Yung ganun.
Uh-uh.
So, parang ayun, nakakatuwa din. Kaya nung lumipat ako dito sa Amerika, parang nanibago ako na parang hindi ko kakilala yung mga kapitbahay ko. Kasi
Uh-uh.
noon, di ba? Nung nasa Pilipinas ako, parang kilala mo lahat eh. No? Tapos lumipat ka
Uh-uh.
dito and then parang may makakasalubong ka sa kalsada and hindi mo kakilala. Parang ganun. So, ayan, masaya naman.
So meron ka bang probinsya? Anong probinsya?
Yeah, sa Bulacan. Katabi lang ng Valenzuela.
Oo, katabi lang pala. So,
Na ayun.
madalas ba kayo umuwi sa Bulacan if ever?
Madalas din kasi yung mga fiesta, yung mga kainan, yung mga gano'n.
Oo, mga
O di kaya
handaan.
pagka undas, gano'n. Um, Lalo na noon, yung lolo't lola ko, yung mahilig silang magpupunta sa mga kamag-anak, gano'n. So, sama din ako sa kanila, gano'n.
Oo.
So, ayun, do'n ako sa yung probinsya namin sa Angat, Bulacan. And then, every time na umuwi ako, at least before, nung buhay pa yung lolo ko, dati sa Valenzuela ako nagsistay, and then uuwi ako sa Angat, gano'n.
Okay, okay. Malapit lang pala. Kasi in my case, I'm currently living in Pasig, so Metro Manila area. Pero ang aking probinsya is sa Ilocos. So, hindi mo kayang puntahan every now and then kasi napakalayo. Although ngayon meron ng, ano pa pangalan ng highway? T-Plex ata. Basta, meron ng bagong highway na like makes
Ilang
the
oras yon?
mga 5 hours na siya ngayon. Kasi dati
Okay.
kung abot ka ng 8 hours kung NLEX pa siya. Pero ngayon medyo 5 hours na. Pero
Okay.
super rare lang namin bumiyahe kasi syempre, lalo na ngayon pandemic and everything.
Mm,
Pero
mm.
ayun. Speaking of Christmas, Filipinos are known to be very, ano mo, naghahanda, very celebratory when it comes
Mm.
to events. So how would you say is your Christmas preparations going? Kamusta naman?
Okay naman actually. Actually, sa Christmas Day may pasok ako sa work. Pero
Really?
yeah, kasi I work in TV production and we cover sports, and usually on Christmas Day meron kaming mga basketball events na kina-cover. So sanay na ako na may pasok pag Pasko. Um, but I still make sure na hindi mawawala yung pag-celebrate ng Christmas. Um, Before, every other year uuwi ako sa atin. Trabaho ako Christmas, then next year uwi ako, then trabaho ulit, ganun, ganun. Kasi iba pa rin yung Pasko sa Pilipinas eh. Iba yung,
Tama.
di ba? Iba yung Pasko sa atin kasi. Di ba masaya din dito, pero iba talaga yung Paskong Pinoy. So to me, yung mga ginagawa ko para hindi mawala yung Christmas tradition na kinagisnan ko is, yung magsisimba ka for Christmas, right? And then, yung merong niluluto noon yung lola ko na, I think, Valenciana ang tawag, which is parang paella.
Okay.
And niluluto niya yun pag para sa Noche Buena. So, ganun ang ginagawa ko ngayon. Yung nilulutuin ko siya, dun lang talaga, sa pang-Christmas lang. And then, nagsiset ako ng table na, alam mo na, may mga daming prutas. Kasi para sa New Year din, hanap ka ng
Oo,
12 na bilog na prutas.
oo. Pampaswerte.
Di ba? Mga pang-akit ng swerte, mga ganun.
Oo.
Pero yeah, I try my best na hindi makalimutan yung mga traditions na kinalakihan ko. Kasi, syempre, yun yung, um, parang sa akin, yun na yung mga magandang memories na ngayon, babalikan ko na lang. Kumbaga, hindi ko na pwedeng ulitin yun kasi wala na yung lolo't lola ko, di ba? So I feel like every time that I try to at least recreate the tradition somehow, I feel like it's my parang I pay tribute to my grandparents.
Right, right. Oo. Tsaka isa rin, another thing about Filipinos, we're very family-oriented, di ba? So in your
Mm-hmm.
case, lumaki ka sa lola at lola mo. So super understandable kung bakit you'd always want to, continue like the traditions na tinuro
Mm-hmm.
nila sa'yo. So, ayun. But other than that, what would you say is the most Filipino thing about you? Kasi sobrang daming cultures ng mga Pinoy. So, ano masasabi mo ang pinaka nadala mo dyan sa Amerika?
Pinaka nadala ko, siguro yung parang, I think ang mga Pilipino magaling mag-take advantage ng opportunity. I think like for me,
Actually,
um, napansin ko sa akin, no, lalo na nung nag-aral ako dito, napansin ko yung mga kaklase ko, parang nagtataka ko, um, parang nagrereklamo sila na mandami daw pinapagawa yung teacher, ganun, 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 ganun. Tapos
oo.
iniisip ko, isusubo na nga lang sa inyo ng teacher yung mga kailangan eh.
Oo, oo.
Di ba, ang dali na nito. Binibigay na sa'yo lahat ng teacher yung mga kailangan mong gawin. Parang naisip ko, I think for me, palagi ko nakikita yung the glass half full versus half empty.
Half
Kasi,
empty.
galing ako sa Pilipinas, wherein, nakikita mo rin na parang, okay, yung kaibahan ng standards of living, di ba? May mga bagay na parang, okay, ang daling ma-achieve dito, pero sa atin, mahirap, di ba? Kasi naalala ko noon, nung high school ako, sa public school kami. And naalala ko noon, may times na hindi yung mga libro namin hindi kumpleto. Kumbaga, marami kayo sa classroom tapos yung libro ilan lang, di ba? Kaya parang nung nag-aral ako dito na parang narinig yung mga klase ko nagreklamo, isip ko, swerte niyo kaya.
Oo, tig-iisa kayo ng libro. Hindi niyo na kailangan magpa-xerox or mag-distribute ng whatever.
Ganun, oo. Kaya parang, sa akin siguro parang, yun, yung parang, grateful and then I always see the glass half full.
Right, right. And yun nga, parang also being very resourceful then with what we have. Is
Oo.
also definitely another trait of being a Filipino. So since yun nga, nakatira ka na sa Amerika, what's one thing you would say na pinaka namimiss mo sa Pilipinas?
Pinaka namimiss ko sa Pilipinas, honestly, yung Pasko sa atin. Talaga.
For sure.
Kasi, iba talaga eh. I mean, September pa lang, Pasko na sa atin.
Totoo. Basta bare
Parang,
months.
di ba? Gusto ko mag-decorate dito, kaya lang dito may Halloween, may Thanksgiving, ganun, ganun.
Right.
Pero yung Christmas light ko, iniwan ko sa puno namin buong taon. Tinamad lang akong tanggalin.
Okay, okay. Pwede na.
Pero yun talaga yung Pasko sa Pilipinas kasi talagang iba yung spirit ng Pasko sa atin. I think kasi culturally, 'di ba, Catholic dominated country. And at the
Right.
same time, even if meron ding other religions sa atin, we're all celebrating Christmas, and yung parang I don't know, iba lang talaga yung pakiramdam na yung katulad ng simbang gabi noon, yung mga tradition na ganyan, 'di ba? Yung Noche Buena, ganon. Yun, actually, Pasko at saka mahal na araw.
Oo.
Kasi walang mahal na araw dito. I mean, may Holy Week dito, pero hindi katulad sa atin na holiday, yung mga
Right.
pasyon, ganon.
May mga procession,
Mga
everything.
ganang posisyon. May mga insenso. I mean, may insenso sa simbahan, wala sa kalye.
Oo, totoo. Gets. So, ayun nga, marami talagang traditions and cultures of being a Filipino na hindi mo talaga may experience mo sa other countries, pero iba pa rin yung, alam mo,
Iba pa
you're
rin
surrounded.
dyan.
Oo, iba pa rin yung surrounded ka ng mga kababayan mo and alam mo, it's a whole different feeling lang talaga.
Mhm.
So ayun, I also wanted to talk about a very important work that you had here in the Philippines back then, because I believe you used to work as a program researcher. I believe for
Mhm.
GMA7 back here in the
Mhm.
Philippines. So I actually recently ko lang din to nalaman. So what was your work there like?
Um, let's see. A little bit stressful. Mostly because yung background ko kasi more on technical production. And then umuwi ako sa atin, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay in the Philippines. I'm not gonna go back to the States. Let me find a job here. And then, napasok ako sa GMA. And actually, yung naalala ko, yung kasi may exam yun eh. May current events na exam, and then merong written written test. And then yung sa current events exam, bagsak daw ako. Parang kakauwi ko lang, hindi ako ano
Oo.
sa mga current events, no. Pero yung written test, sabi nila, alam mo, gusto namin pagsusulat mo ah. Sabi nila, gusto namin pagsusulat mo. Ah, actually, ang in-offer nila kagad sa akin, segment producer na trabaho. And
Oh.
then sabi ko sa kanila, well, wala akong experience dito. I don't want to be a segment producer unless I know, yung parang what to do. Um, and then, kasi parang iisip ko, segment producer ka, anong hihingin ko doon sa researcher ko kung hindi ako dumaan sa pagiging researcher, di ba?
Oo.
Kaya sabi sa kanila, pwede ba researcher na lang muna ako? And then, pumayag naman sila. So, yung experience, first of all, yung naging katrabaho ko doon, at least yung dalawang, I think segment producer ko ba siya or executive producer, I can't remember. But, we stayed in touch, yung una kong story was, kawawang bombero, mga firefighters na walang um, benepisyo, parang gano'n. Tapos alala ko hanggang alas 2 ng madaling araw, tumatawag ako sa mga sa mga
Oo.
fire stations. Kasi nagtatanong, maghahanap ka ng ano, kailangang maging case study eh.
Oo.
So, okay naman kasi parang nung na-air yung story, I think yung kinalabasan niya is, I think somehow nagkaroon ng parang, sinimulan nilang, to look into the issue para mabigyan nga ng benefits yung mga firefighters. So I felt good about that. Um, but I had to come back here. So andun lang ako sa GMA ng, I think, 2 months.
Mabilis
Ilang
lang.
buwan na. Oo, kasi kailangan ko na bumalik dito kasi yung pag hindi ako bumalik dito, ma-expire yung green card ko.
Right.
So nung I think yung huling story na dapat gagawin ko sa napapadala nila ako sa Mindanao. Merong drug raid sa Mindanao.
Ah.
Sabi ko, hindi na po ako makakasama sa drug raid.
Oo.
Kasi babalik na po ako sa Amerika.
Oo, gets.
Pero yun ang kung hindi ako bumalik dito, andun ako, napunta ako siguro sa Mindanao.
Oo nga.
Pero yun, kasi nga, may deadline yung, pag green card holder ka, may deadline yung, pag wala ka sa US. So, sa akin, kailangan ko talaga bumalik. But yeah, experience-wise, it was fun. I thought it was, I learned a lot. Mostly, kasi, yung kausap mo yung talagang, mga kababayan mo, di ba? Ini-interview mo sila,
Oo.
dahil hindi mo yung storya nila, ganun. And, um, to me, it's like parang, just to be able to show their stories and makita ng mga tao na, oh, ganito pala yung pinagdadaanan nila, sana matulungan sila, ganun. Yun, parang, I felt good about it. So,
Right. Bale, parang ina-amplify mo yung mga voices nila to be heard. Kasi
oh,
syempre they have their own personal struggles din, di ba? In their profession.
yeah. Kasi ano yun, researcher ako nun para sa Reporter's Notebook.
Parang
Oo.
familiar to. Alala ko to. Like,
Kaya,
usually pinapanood siya every... Nakalimutan ko na. Basta I remember
ganun.
that
Basta
segment.
pagkatapos yun ng 24 oras, yung mga pag inaantok ka na.
Oo. Alala ko na.
Pagkatapos yun ng mga bida kontra bida teleserye.
Correct.
Ay, hindi, 24 hours, hindi, saksi.
Saksi. Oo, yun.
Saksi, kung hindi eyewitness, reporters notebook.
Right. Okay. Interesting you shared with us. Okay, so let's jump right into Rain as a wrestling fan. So, alam kong you've been on a million interviews on a million podcasts. We've already asked you how you've gotten into wrestling, and I know you've already mentioned like John Cena, so on and so forth, all of the above. But here in Turning Heel with Troy Gonzalez, we showcase women in wrestling. So, who would you say are some of your favorite female wrestlers growing up?
Um, well, number one, Trish Stratus, and then Lita, and then Beth Phoenix. Mostly because, like, during the time when I first started watching wrestling, I remember, you know, I think it was back when they were still divas, right? And
Yeah,
to me, it was like, okay, I get it. They're eye candies, great, they're beautiful, amazing. But what I saw in Trish, Lita, Beth Phoenix, and Mickey James, actually, so naisip ko, oh my God, actually, they can really wrestle.
right.
So, to me, naalala ko nung, every time they're on TV, talagang nakatutok ako kasi, to me, it's like, oh, I know they're actually gonna wrestle, right? So yun, naalala ko sa Pilipinas, bumili pa ako ng VCD ni Trish Stratus.
Wow.
I forgot what it was called. I don't even know where it is.
Classics.
I
Ganon.
think it's her birthday today, by the way.
Oh, it is. Ka-birthday mo ata siya or one
No,
day
I think
apart?
18 siya eh. I think
Ano na
18
bang
yata
ano?
siya eh. Dali,
Ah,
text ko lang wait
19.
lang. Ay, gano'n.
Close.
FaceTime natin, wait lang.
FaceTime.
Wait lang. Phone text natin.
Oo nga. One day apart. Magkalapit pala. Oh, so you mentioned Trish, Lita, Mickey, and Beth. Actually,
Beth.
Beth was actually the first female wrestler that I ever got to see, like to watch, and
Mm,
ang dali lang kasi for her to stand out kasi everyone was yung nga parang medyo model
mm,
and but si Beth, she was powerful. She was
mhm.
strength and beauty together. So she really stood out, which is why she was one of my earliest favorites. Pero ayun, really interesting set of names that you gave. So ayun, minention mo kanina rin na you got to attend your first NXT show over on Orlando nung nag-trip kayo, I believe 2 weeks ago. So tell me a little about the experience because I believe you also got to meet with, I believe her name was Alicia
Alicia
Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So how was that whole experience like naman?
Well, first of all, free wrestling is always good. Because NXT is
Oh,
actually free. All you have to do is sign up.
really?
Yeah, you go online, you sign up. Because I guess all of their shows is, considered TV taping. Um, so your NXT, it's a TV taping. You sign up online, and then they'll confirm with you if you got a spot, basically. So I knew we were going to Orlando, so I signed up for the tickets, and so they told us, okay, ito yung location ng shuttle bus. Pagdating namin doon, chinek nila yung IDs namin, gano'n. Sinakay kami sa shuttle bus. Tapos, tapos dinala kami sa WWE Performance Center. And
Wow.
then, they dropped us off there. And then pagdating doon, kasi, minessage ko si Alicia Taylor, sabi ko, hey, pupunta kami sa NXT and, hope to see you there. And then, nag-respond siya, sabi niya, okay, uh, pagdating mo nun, sabihin mo, Alicia Taylor reserve some seats for you. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Tingin pagdating namin doon. Meron naman na talaga kaming seats, di ba? Kasi nga, nag-sign up na ako
Sign up,
online.
yeah.
Oh, pagdating namin, sabi ko, hey, I'm Alicia's guest, ganyan-ganyan. And then, dito kayo. Pagtingin ko, ay, doon nga sa harap na harap. Talagang ringside. Talagang ringside na ringside. May dalawang upuan doon para lang sa amin. Natuwa naman ako.
Ah,
And then, so that was really nice because I got to meet her in person because I know she worked at PCW, which is an independent promotion here in California. And and that promotion, PCW, that was the first indie show that I went to. And I met some people there, and so it's actually nice to kind of see someone from California, and then now she's part of
right.
WWE, and apparently nung nagkausap kami, she's from an area where malapit lang din sa amin. So, yeah, maganda din, nakakatuwa. And then at the same time, I saw one of my coaches from my wrestling school, Joey Gonzalez. He's a
Mm.
referee for NXT, and it was really nice to see him because no, when we were taking our class online lang kasi pandemic.
Uh,
So I've never met him in person until nung nakita kami sa NXT. So it was really nice, you know. And then I met Tom, which is one of the other referees. He's married to a Filipina. So naalala ko nung after SummerSlam, he congratulated me, and we just stayed in touch. He's also from California, so it's just really nice. Because the whole NXT thing, again, like I said, free wrestling is always good.
right.
And then and then I think the experience got better because I got to meet Alicia, and then I got to meet referees, and yeah, it was I got to see Booker T in person, um, and we sat ringside. So
Right, right. Parang perfect, ano, perfect opportunity. Right place,
mhm.
right time. And ay, medyo small world pala, no? Parang karamihan naman na-meet mo like sina Tom, sina Alicia, and like all the other people in the performance center that you met up with. Malalapit lang pala nakatira sa inyo within the California area lang din. So,
Yeah, and every time I meet someone I know they came from the independent wrestling scene, it gives me hope not just for myself but for other people who work in the indies.
right.
Mostly because I feel like professional wrestling, I guess WWE in general, it's sports entertainment, right? And
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they pick people from the wrestling scene. Sometimes, they have the WWE recruitment center wherein when they go to colleges and then they recruit
Yeah.
people and then they train them to be wrestlers, right? So every time I see someone, from the California scene, it's like, oh, that's really nice because it gives me hope. It gives the other people that I work with hope. Someday, that could be us too. We'll make it there too. So
Right, right. It's definitely a good like way to see people grow from the independents to the bigger platforms. And speaking of bigger platforms, let's sort of transition the conversation to life as a ring announcer. So obviously, we all know you as the winner of the SummerSlam TikTok ring announcing competition back in 2021 that was last year. But before that, were you already an active user of TikTok? Like, sumasayaw-sayaw ka na ba doon? Kasi ba, uso yun dati. Hindi. So how did you get into TikTok? Entertainment purposes lang.
I didn't even know how to use TikTok. I remember when the contest started, my friend sent me a text. He said, "Hey, WWE has this contest. It's on TikTok." And I was like, "Well, great. I don't know how to use TikTok." Kasi
Right.
nag-download ako ng TikTok noon. Tapos nag-upload lang ako ng videos ko. Kasi gumagawa ako nun ng ng mga manager promos for Asuka. Meron akong mga
Process.
ideas noon na parang, oh, I want to be Asuka's manager. I still do. But so I created those videos and I was like, okay, let me upload this on TikTok. And I was like, I don't think this is the right platform for my stuff. Because I was like looking at this stuff on TikTok and I was like, I don't get this. Sumasayaw, kung ano ng mga tricks ang pinagagagawa, okay, sige. Inan-install ko.
Kung ano-ano na lang kasi.
Dinilit ko nga. Tapos yun eh, nangyari yung contest, right? And so, nag-download ako, nag-create ako ng new account. Sabi ko, paano ba to? Paano ba? Di yung mga kaibigan kong wrestler, tinulungan nila ako. Sabi nila, ganyan yung gagawin mo. Bilang mag-duet ka, ganyan. Para naman lolang-lola yung dating ko.
Oo.
Paano?
Hirap na
Upload
hirap.
na ba? Ay, anong followers ko siguro nung sumali ako, I think bago ako nanalo, 68 lang ata.
Mm,
Basta, mga under 100 lang yung followers ko kasi, bago yung account ko. Tapos, ang mga video ko lang yung para lang sa contest. Tapos,
yeah.
sabi ko lang sa mga kamag-anak ko, mga kaibigan ko, sabi ko, sige na, follow niyo ako sa TikTok. Baka naman sakali manalo
Baka
ako.
sakali. Oo.
Libre naman gumawa ng account.
Tama.
Cancel niyo na lang pagkatapos.
True, di ba? And you won't lose anything naman. If anything, you had everything to win. And yun yung exactly na nangyari, di ba? You won the entire competition. So, how did you find out? Like, paano ka kinontak ni WWE about it?
They so they can. I received an email basically to confirm na ako yung nanalo. Um, and I they contacted me on Wednesday night. Yeah, that was Wednesday. And then yung SummerSlam was on Saturday. So I had what Thursday, Friday to kind of just like okay, I had to
Wow.
get yeah, parang okay, ano susuotin ko, ano mga ganon.
Uh,
Yung mga, actually, akala ko hindi na ako nanalo kasi nga iniisip ko, Diyos ko naman, ano na, Miyerkules na, ano ba yan? Wala pa
pa sila
din.
nagko-contact. Oo.
Wala, hindi pa nila kino-confirm, ikaw ba yung nanalo, ganun. So, ayun, sabi lang nung isa kong friend na wrestler, sabi lang niya, don't lose hope. Sabi niya, unless you hear anything na may nanalong iba, wag ka munang don't lose hope kasi sabi nila WWE is known to do things last minute. So I was
Right.
like, okay, okay. Pero sa isip ko, wala na yan. Kaya na nakita ko yung email, Diyos ko, kulang na lang bigyan ako ng Best Actress Award, nasa sahig ako, umiiyak. Hindi ako
Vilma Santos.
oo na, di ba? Lahat na ng Best Actress Award nakuha ko na. Umiiyak ako, nasa sahig ako. Tapos, hindi ako makapagsalita. So sabi nung husband ko, sabi niya, ano nangyari? Sabi ko lang, hindi ako makapagsalita. Tapos pinakita ko lang yung cellphone ko sa kanya. Tapos, sabi niya, oh my God! Tapos, oo lang ako ganun. Diyos ko, hindi ko talaga alam kung anong... Tapos, I couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't tell anyone that I won. So, until SummerSlam, until yung nag-announce ako, walang iba na nakakaalam na nanalo ako.
Wow.
Kasi part siya nung, I guess, nung, I don't want to say contract, but it's something that we agreed on. And
Yeah.
but I can't say na ako yung nanalo. I guess kasi it's them who's supposed to kind of tell people, hey, this is our winner, ganon. So to me, I was like, okay, I don't want to lose this opportunity just because I couldn't wait to tell everyone na nanalo ako, ganon. So yeah. And then, yeah, I just remember that day, nung nalaman ko, parang, paano nangyari yun?
Pero my friend Gavin, he's from the province of Bohol. So yun, shout out to you, Gavin. Love you, sister. We wanted to ask you, how did it feel to be the first Filipino ring announcer to appear in WWE, let alone such a big platform such as SummerSlam? So, kamusta naman yun?
You know, I didn't really think about that until someone told me that, I think last year, sabi niya sa akin, so are you aware that you're the first ever Filipino to ring announce at a major sporting event in the United States? And I was like, huh.
Oo nga, no?
So parang naisip ko na, parang, oh my God, parang napaisip ako. Parang, you know, the whole time after I won, and, I'm doing all these interviews, right? And especially pagka I tell them where I came from, galing ako sa Pilipinas. So yeah, yung feeling ng, first, Filipino to ring announce at a WWE event, I never thought of that until, like I said, someone had told me that. And to me, it felt like, man, I wish that every time someone sees that, I hope that could be like a good, some sort of like a inspiring thing for them that, oh, you know what? She had this dream. She wanted to be inside a WWE ring, and somehow she made it happen. And if she can do it, I can do it too.
Right, right. And we're super, super, super proud kami. Lalo na kami mga Filipino wrestling fans to see someone like you make it to such a big stage of SummerSlam to announce. Even if it's just a kickoff show, it's still a major platform. Sobrang punong-puno yung arena and you were in the middle of the ring. It was a really great moment. So, ayun. And I believe you also got to watch the match from ringside. I believe this was
Yeah.
Big E versus Baron Corbin. So, amazing, amazing experience. Kamusta naman? Ringside watching the match.
It was surreal because it's like, I announced the thing, and then after that, I thought tapos na, no? Sabi nila, oh, wait a minute, no, you gotta announce the winner. And I was like, what? And then in my head, I was like, of course! Sige. Hindi, ayoko. Akin nang bigyan yung mic.
Oh.
Yung experience kasi was to me, when I joined the contest, I told myself this is a huge test for me. Um, kasi inisip ko, okay, I'm chasing this dream, and then yun nangyari nga yung contest, di ba? Sumali ako sa contest. Sa isip ko, okay, sasali ako sa contest kasi number one, gusto ko manalo. Number two,
Tama.
gusto kong patunayan sa sarili ko na kaya ko ba yung that level of pressure. Kasi iba rin yung, okay, iba yung nagpa-practice ka sa bahay, di ba? Wala namang ibang tao. Punta ka sa yung mga show mo. Ganun. Usually, sa mga shows namin, at that time, kasi nag-start ako around last year lang. So,
Ah,
parang medyo kasagsagan pa ng pandemic. So, usually 20, 30 katao, 40, ganun. Um, so, parang yon ibang level din na parang, okay, ninervous ka ba? Ganun. So, parang isip ko, okay, gusto kong mapatunayan sa sarili ko, kaya ko ba yung pressure na, to stand inside that ring and to do this. Right? Kasi, I wanna know now kung kaya ko ba o hindi. Kasi kung hindi ko kaya, tigil na ako.
oo, stop na.
Maghanap ako ng ibang gagawin.
Oo, oo.
Mag-iisip ako ng TikTok trend kahit hindi ako marunong magsayaw. Gagawa ako
Oo.
ng step. Pero di ba? So yun parang naisip ko na parang yun ang goal ko, manalo and at the same time challenge for myself. Kasi gusto ko lang malaman how does it feel to be in that ring and to be doing my thing. And so to me, mag-announce ako, and then after that, nakaupo ka ringside, pinapanood mo sila, na parang nakakatuwa kasi parang, okay, there's ringside, pero yung nasalip ka ng security wall.
Oo.
But then there's ringside, yung talaga, andun ka nakaupo, tapos andyan sila,
Right.
malalaglag sila sa harapan mo, ganun. Mga ganun. Hindi mo alam kung pupunta sila sa, direction mo, di ba? Ganun. So, it felt really good. And at the same time, it's like, parang alert ka dapat kasi, some things might happen different, right? So in my head,
Right.
okay, it's like, okay, right now I'm supposed to announce the winner. But what if something else happens? So, parang yun, medyo, rin, alerto 24 din ako. Kasi
Right.
parang, to me, it's like, okay, if something else happens, I gotta announce something else different.
Right.
Pero na-enjoy ko rin naman siya. Kasi parang, at that moment, it was all about the excitement and yung parang hindi ka pa rin makapaniwala na okay, this is happening to me right now.
Right.
Totoo na ito. Okay.
Grabe nga. So, ayun. Super, super happy that you got to experience and super deserving na ikaw nanalo sa TikTok ring announcing competition. And hopefully, sooner or later, hopefully, your ring announcing career takes off even more, which you've been doing amazing so far naman. And speaking of representing the Filipino demographic, I believe nag-participate ka recently sa LA Comic Con for Women of
Mhm.
Color in Wrestling, alongside a fellow Filipino, si Kid Bandit. So, what was the experience like, and how did it feel like to be a panelist for the Comic Con?
Alam mo, I was very proud to be a part of that panel. Number one, um, that's where I took my that's where I had my citizenship ceremony, LA Convention Center.
Ah, okay.
And to be back there for Comic Con and representing who I am, where I came from, that to me was like a proud moment. 'Cause it's like, yeah, to me, I think of it as, you know what, I'm an immigrant, I'm a proud immigrant, I'm a proud Filipino,
Right.
um, and you know, nakakatuwa to be surrounded by other women of color in wrestling. Because to me, I remember, when I first started watching wrestling, it's like the thought in my head was, well, that's amazing. I'd love to be a part of that, but I don't see anyone that looked like me.
Yeah.
And then when I started watching it, I was in the Philippines, and it's like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. Parang naalala ko nun, even yung Civilian Garcia, I was watching her, big fan of hers, and I was like, man, I wish I could do that. It's like she has an amazing voice, and you know, parang oh man, but I don't, why would they choose me? Parang ganon. Um, So, fast forward to now, no, na parang nakakita ko na marami ng opportunities for women of color in wrestling. Although I feel like there still needs to be um, more of a spotlight or at least more opportunities. Kasi parang right now I get it. We're opening conversations, we're opening the doors, but and I've said this at Comic Con actually. I don't want us to be just that box that you check. Okay, nag-hire ako ng Asian. Yeah. Okay,
Uh-uh.
nag-hire ako ng babae. Ganun. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like, oh, okay, I don't care how many Asian women are here. I'm not trying to fill a quota. It's just, oh, you know what? They can get the job done.
Yeah.
So yun, I think to me, um, especially to be there with Kid Bandit, because Kid Bandit actually we were on the same class at Santino Brothers.
Oh.
Um, when I took my online class with them during the pandemic, Kid Bandit was there too, and Kid Bandit was the one who introduced me to my very first promoter. And so every time magkikita kami, kapatid, ano musta na? Ganun, ganun. Every time may ganun. Kasi talagang, alam mo, ang laki ng pasalamat ko sa kanya kasi, you know, well, hindi naman niya talaga kailangan, ano yun? Hindi naman niya kailangan na i-refer ako, di ba? Or, introduce me to someone else. Pero, yun, ginawa niya. So, um, Kid Bandit, such a, ano, ang tawag dun? Yung such a great kababayan na talagang, um, maasahan, I guess. Yun ang
Uh-uh.
right word. Yeah. Um, so yeah, just to be there with Kid Bandit and then Viva Van. Um, when I went to my first independent show, which was PCW, I remember seeing Viva Van, and when I saw her, I was like, oh my god, someone looks like me, and it's her, right?
Right.
Like, oh my god, does that mean there's a spot for me in this industry? Okay, this is good. This is good. And I told her that actually. I told her, hey, look, this is what you started something in me. Parang I felt like, you know what, there is a spot for me in this industry, and you know, I'm glad we got to work together and then also do Comic Con together. Jin Sivani, we actually made our debut on the same night in Yuma, Arizona. I made my debut as a ring announcer that night, and she made her debut as a wrestler. Um, Accidental debut, I guess, for me as a ring announcer because
Yeah.
nag-volunteer lang naman ako.
I've heard of this story
Yeah.
then.
So, kaya parang, to have her, sitting right next to me at Comic Con, it was amazing, and Steph and TK and Kat, obviously Kat, are amazing hosts. It was great to finally meet them too, and I met them online, for podcasts, and it was just good to be surrounded with women in color and who love wrestling too.
Right, right. And we're super, super happy that you got to represent like the Filipino name and continuously do so throughout your career as a wrestling ring announcer. And we're super excited to see what the future holds for you. But I also really do want to thank you for coming on here with Turning Heel with Troy Gonzalez for a quick chat. It really means a lot. Especially, I believe this is my first episode na medyo primarily in Tagalog or in Filipino yung language na ginamit ko. So, it's also a pretty fun experience. But once again, thank you so much, Rain, for coming on here. Sana na-enjoy mo naman ang iyong stay.
Oo naman, no, masaya. Ah, every time I get to speak yung language natin Tagalog, to me, I love it kasi parang to me it makes you feel like okay, someone mula sa Pilipinas gusto nilang marinig ang kwento ko. Because to me, like I said, that's my goal, to inspire our kababayans na, you know what, ano man ang pangarap mo, sometimes we think, imposible, no? But, like I said, magsipag ka, magdasal ka, and then, God will take care of the rest.
Right, right. So, hopefully, if anyone else has their own dreams of making it big in wrestling, whether it be local or international, because we also have wrestling in the Philippines, diba?
Mm-hmm.
Whether, wherever it may be, just strive and strive and you will succeed. Ayun. Before I do let you go, Rain, would you like to plug in your socials, your Instagram, Twitter, or do you have any projects na gusto mong i-promote? Go ahead.
Sige, may school project ako. And then, joke lang.
Sabi ko, taray, mag-aaral pa pala. Christmas break na ha, Char.
Christmas break. Ay, nako. Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter at Ringside Raine. I'm also on YouTube at Ringside Raine as well. If you're in the Southern California area, specifically Los Angeles area, I ring announce at Lucha Pro. That's in downtown LA. Um, I also ring announce at Relentless Pro Wrestling in Orange County. And for other shows that I do, you can check out my Instagram because I usually post, the shows that I would have every month. And yeah,
All right, all right. So be sure to support Rain on all of her socials and all of her projects. If once again, if you're in the California, lalo na sa Los Angeles area, be sure to check out the promotions that she works for because she deserves all of our support. Yon. And in my case, for the latest news on Turning Heel with Troy Gonzalez, be sure to follow the show on all platforms where you can listen to your favorite podcasts on by checking out our link tree. May link tree tayo. That's linktr.ee/turning heel podcast. And thank you for all your support, Contribudas. Thank you once again to our bida of the day, Rain. I'm really happy I got to chat with you, and hopefully we'll keep in touch.
oh naman.
Of course. So, ayun. Thank you once again for all of your support, and see you sa next episode. Bye!